Perseverance, a lowly virtue whereby mediocrity achieves an inglorious success. Ambrose Bierce. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes a day, however long it takes, dedicating yourselves to following movement in the market. All you are trying to do is master the skill of being able to read a stock chart and accurately, 80+% of the time, figure out which way price is moving up or down. Now, of course, sideways can also figure into that, but primarily up and down. These charts help you. We show you with the weekly vertical crossovers how charts that work, and those are stocks or ETFs where you can find 80+% of the time those weekly vertical crossovers work. Those, my friends, that's your bread and butter. That is what you want to practice, trade, learn, find stocks, ETFs that work, practice trade those. Once you get good at the practice trading, go to fractional trading. That is where you take a fractional share, say $100, or maybe a couple of shares of a low price to $50 stock. And then you see how well you can do with a very, very small amount of money. And the beautiful thing is, in the past, you couldn't do this. Brokers charged you too high a fees to be able to make it worthwhile. Now, with free brokerage, I mean, it's just amazing. These online discount brokers, it doesn't cost you anything to buy a stock or to sell a stock. It's beautiful. You can sit there and practice with very little invested and just see if you can do it. And once you learn to do it, then you will make up for all the time it took you to learn how to do it. People get impatient and they think, time's wasted. I need to make the... No, you need to be saving and you need to be studying and you need to be learning 10 to 15 minutes a day each and every day. You never miss a day. Why? Because when you miss a day, you miss being in the market. You miss those nuances that you catch when you fill out your daily market worksheet, your trade worksheet, your weekly market worksheet once a week. And you do all that while you're following our podcast. It's easy to do. It doesn't take much time. Do it. It'll be so worth it. Perseverance. The author of this quote calls it a lowly virtue. I think it's one of the highest virtues. It's one of the least practiced virtues. Perseverance. Stick with it, my friends. You can do this. Let's jump into the charts. Stocks and bonds down, gold and Bitcoin up. My position was sold out automatically today in gold. Thank you, market. I so appreciate charting. I love it. Folks, I love doing this. I come to you every day excited because I love it. I do this for free because I love it. And I want you to love it too. And I want you to empower yourself by doing it. Let's jump into things. The S&P 500 down 0.80%. We had a weekly vertical crossover for the week ending there we go, the 5th of November. This week we can see we have a candle moving up to a higher high, both on the candle itself and the wick. We have a smaller candle body right now. We still have 2 more days. It is Veterans Day in the States tomorrow. Hoorah to all of you fellow Marines out there, plus you soldiers, sailors, and airmen. Thank you for your service. Markets will still be open. Bond market is closed, but the stock market is open here in the States. So we will be producing a show tomorrow at the close of the market, both Thursday and Friday. So 2 more days of potential trading. Derivative oscillator still gaining upward momentum, but we do see a definite flattening of that price percent oscillator. Pay close attention. Look at the 2-day. We have a red spinning top. Now, of course, the prior 2-day candle was Friday, Monday. This candle Tuesday, Wednesday. Red open box spinning top, a slowdown in the up movement. Price is still above the 2-day, well above the weekly, so things are okay there. Now we start seeing a violation of the trend line, warning bells. And of course, what always takes us out, if you wait that long, and there's no reason to ever do that, is a crossover going down in the 2-day. Now that's not happening yet. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying for those of you who want to know, how do you make determinations on when to get out? You know, it's a number of things, and it depends on the particular stock or ETF and what you've done with it in the past, how it's acted in the same time frames in the past, how it's been doing lately, how accurate the 2-day, the weekly, vertical crossovers have been. It is a combination of things. Each stock I tell everybody all the time, what is it like? It's like your pets. It's like your children. It's like your relationships. I mean, it really takes care and concern and devotion, and you learn how to deal with situations. It is a very personalized thing. That's why my advanced market mastery students, I say 4 to, and I don't even like to say the number 10, that is way too many, 4 to 6 maybe stocks and ETFs that you really like, that you follow, that you get to know. That's what you need. That's what you need to understand. And when you find those and they are tradable and they work, those are your best friends. So we see the derivative oscillator losing some momentum, price percent oscillator flat on the 2-day. Half day it crossed over, going down, as we said, on Tuesday morning, down in the afternoon, down on Wednesday morning, down in the afternoon, pushing down, as you can see, to that 2-day trend line. Let's see if it bounces off of that or if it keeps a-going. So that is where we are on the S&P. We'll get through these other charts much faster. Q's almost a duplicate of the S&P. You can see just about the same candle pattern, everything. Derivative oscillator going green on that weekly chart. 2-day, again, flat. We have a doji there, so even more indecision. And that's a red doji. So again, even more indecision on price. It was consequently down more. S&P down 0.80 for the day. The Qs, the NASDAQ 100 down 1.47. Let's go to and look at that. On the half day, it's actually pushed through the 2-day trend line, accelerating down. So we'll continue to watch and see how things develop throughout the course of the week. What about bonds after the big explosion on Monday and Tuesday? What do we see with bonds? Really slacking off on Wednesday. Big wick on top, lots of loss there. Price percent oscillator still pulling away from the red signal line. Now remember, we haven't certified that weekly vertical crossover yet because it hadn't happened, because it's not the close of the market on Friday. That may still happen. Derivative oscillator still negative. We would like to see the derivative oscillator by the end of the week turn positive, along with that price percent oscillator still pulling away from the red signal line. What do we see on the 2-day? 2-day is continuing to go up as far as this latest 2-day candle, but look at that telltale sign on the bottom. You got down movement pushing through the candlestick bottom. Shows some weakness, and of course being down 1.83% for the day, that doesn't surprise me. Now that's a completed 2-day candle, so it represents everything that went on Tuesday and Wednesday with this price drop, because we had a big bump up, if I recall correctly, we'll see it in a second, yesterday on 20-year bonds. You can see also the angle, the price percent oscillator, it shaved off some of that up angle. Derivative oscillator flat. Here's where this is what I was talking about. You saw where bonds bammed up on Tuesday, hammering up Tuesday morning, about the same in the afternoon, and then hammering down on Wednesday. Not quite crossed over, going down yet, but that is where we are on bonds. We'll continue to see. Only 3 days into a 5-day candle, we'll see how bonds finish up. Gold, I love gold, and it finally did me right. Gold weekly vertical crossover there on Friday the 29th, and of course 2 green up candles, particularly this latest one, just a surge and popping up to AI, which sold me out at 174.65. I love it. So that is what we see with gold, just a booming up in price, quite nice. Derivative oscillator, price percent oscillator spiking up 2-day. Same thing, spiking up quite nicely. Again, moving on up, following that weekly vertical crossover. That last one, as you know, failed us. This one has not so far. And what do we see on the half-day, 195-minute chart, popping up in the morning? Losing a little bit of that in the afternoon, but still the exuberance was there, 1.09%. Now, what about Bitcoin? Well, the New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index up for the day, 2.33%. Quite nice price percent oscillator, which had been flattening, popping back up for this week. Derivative oscillator moving up. What about the 2-day? Pulling away from the red signal line. Looks like that derivative oscillator has just flattened out on the 2-day chart. And again, nice movement, just right up that 2-day trend line. Nice to see a much bigger green candle. You know, if you stack those 3 prior 2-day candles, those 6 days up on top of each other, they'd be about what this latest 2-day candle shows us. And on the half day, again, moving right up that half-day trend line. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day on Wednesday. Like I said, markets will be open for Veterans Day nonetheless. Bond market is closed. Stock market is open. That's where we are, folks. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.